Now, we know of Pontius Pilate, who was the prefect and governor of Judea, and who was placed, Jesus was placed before him as a way to try him. So rather than save him, he washed his hands of him. But he is mentioned in the Gospels, Josephus, the Jewish historian, and Philo, the Jewish um, philosopher, who lived 20 BCE to 40 CE. Tacitus in 116 CE, who's a little bit later, mentions Christ's execution at the hands of Pilate. So we have a very exciting inscription, fragmentary as it is, on limestone, found in Caesarea on the coast of Israel. And the inscription reads, "To the divine Augustus, this Tiberium, Pontius Pilate, prefect of Judea, has dedicated this," and this is some sort of building. So when we look at the written record and we look at this inscription, it's very clear that Pontius Pilate was a real prefect and a real ruler in Judea. The other exciting find is Peter's house. Now, in the ancient Near East, what they did was, and this goes way, way back, is religious sites were built upon by the next religion. And this was done sometimes to say, I'm the new religion in town, but it was also done as a way to honor the site below it. In this case, there was an ancient church atop this site, and it's in Capernaum, which is in the north of Israel. So we read in Luke 4:38, and he arose and left the synagogue and entered Simon's house. Now Simon's mother-in-law was ill with a high fever, and they appealed to him on her behalf. And he stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her, and immediately she rose and began to serve them. So here you have the location of where Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law. And if you can imagine, these are foundation stones. If you can imagine in your mind's eye, put walls and doorways, and you'll see the house. Now, one of the most fantastic finds is Jesus's boyhood home. This is an amazing, amazing find. So it is in Nazareth, where Jesus did spend his boyhood. It's courtyard style, limestone. And again, this is an example of other um, other religious institutions honoring what was below by building above it and around it. It was first discovered in the 1880s by nuns of the Sisters of Nazareth Convent, but only in 2006 did experts date it to the 1st century CE, Jesus' time. So Dr. Ken Dark is convinced this is Jesus' house, and for the reasons that we've discussed, because great efforts have been made to encompass the remains of this building within the vaulted cellars of both Byzantine and Crusader churches, so that it was thereafter protected. So this is an amazing find. So we can see that archaeology has validated the New Testament, and we've only scratched the surface here. We looked at the ossuaries or bone boxes of Caiaphas and his daughter Miriam, the Pontius Pilate inscription, Peter's house, Jesus' boyhood home. And there's always new finds. I recommend that you stay informed by searching through magazines and maybe getting a subscription to Biblical Archaeology Review and the Smithsonian. So this has been our search for Jesus, and there's much